everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back from World Let's Glitch, the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we finished off the Snow Peak Ruins, and in this episode, we are going to be heading off to the Sacred Grove and doing the entirety of Temple of Time. So, let's get on our way. So right off the bat, I have to warp to North Fair, and unfortunately, I can't just go straight to the Sacred Grove because it doesn't let you get the warp point there until you come back for the second time. So I'll be going to do that right now. But I'm not going to be doing it in the normal way that you might think. So the casual way would be to go over there and talk to Russell, and then use the golden cuckoo that he calls to fly your way over to where the Sacred Grove entrance is over there. But we're going to do a much cooler method, and it actually is a little bit faster. If you do it first try, of course. So basically, what I want to do is, this is called, I don't know, the bomb boost. I don't know exactly what it's called, but basically, so what I'm going to do here is, basically, if you see, I'll highlight it right here. This little patch right here, or little splotch, whatever, I like putting that like right between Link's heels when he's not shaking his boots. And then after that, I'm going to go into first-person mode and then move over until right about here, where if you look at the very first heart on the heads-up display there, the slope of it is kind of, it matches up with the tree there. I could probably go a little more to the left, something like that, I don't know. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock on, I'm going to throw a bomb, and then I'm going to cancel the lock on. I'm going to go into C up, I'm going to look up as far as I can, I'm going to throw the boomerang, and then I'm going to do a boomerang long jump attack, and then I'm going to start mashing the B button. And it should look something like this. Did that work? It worked, okay. Yeah, so basically, when you do that boomerang long jump attack, you land on like this tiny little section of the wall there that you can walk on, except it's a slippery surface, and so you actually start sliding off of it. So by mashing B with your sword out, you can keep doing jump attacks back on top of it, and then when the bomb explodes, it kind of just pushes you onto part of the wall that you can actually stand on and walk on. And so by doing that, we can get out of bounds here, which is pretty nice. And then after this, if you see that little section of lands that's covered by the minimap right there, we just want to get over to that. So let's do the a little hidden skill there to actually get over to this side. And then I'm going to get into this little corner here, and then I'm going to do a boomerang long jump attack over to the other side here, which is really easy to do. And then with that, we are now like completely out of bounds. I guess we were before, but now we're actually out of bounds in the spot where we want to be. So basically, at this point, we just want to come around here. If you see this shrub will get out of the way. There's this wall that my camera just passed through. We want to kind of walk along that wall until about this point right here. It doesn't necessarily matter where you go. And actually what you could do is you could transform into Wolf and then head over a little bit further along the wall, and then we'll reach the point where we jumped off, actually when we were doing early Master Sword as Wolf way back in like episode, I don't know what it was, like 2 or 3 or something. But instead of doing that, I'm actually going to do a boomerang long jump attack to that platform that's over there. So it's actually pretty easy to do. Basically, I just kind of stand right around here. If you can kind of see where that, like where the wall bends a little bit, I kind of stand like right in front of there a little bit, and then I just throw the boomerang, wait for it to start coming back, and then do a long jump attack, and I land on this platform, and I don't have to worry about voiding out at all, which is really nice. So yeah, with that, we can just head on into Sacred Grove, and we've skipped the entire section with Russell, which, it only really saves a little bit of time, but it is still a pretty cool trick, honestly. So that's nice. But now, we have the Sacred Grove. So this is the Skull Kid 2 section, or Sacred Grove 2, or whatever. And in this section, it's a lot different than it was originally, or in the first time we did it, because the Skull Kid is in very weird places, or at least a lot weirder. So for instance, right there, the Skull Kid was like way behind the tree, whereas the first time around, the Skull Kid was like in front of the tree. So that's one big change, is that the Skull Kid is just in these ridiculous places that are a lot harder to find, and not only that, but it's actually impossible to reach some of them without using a bow and arrow. And so that's the other thing, is that you're actually supposed to... Did I go the wrong way again? I think I went the wrong way. Yeah, but the other thing is, or what was I even saying? I completely forgot what I was saying. Me going the wrong way broke my train of thought. But anyways, so yeah, now as you can kind of see, whenever I go into these rooms, you can see that there's this like lantern that's like moving around a bunch. That's just to let you know what room the Skull Kid is in. Because the first time that you go through, I'm actually not sure how you were supposed to tell. I guess it's kind of like self-explanatory because there's only really one place for you to go at any one time. At least I think. And plus there aren't really that many places open to you, but it opens up a lot more in this round. And so you're just kind of supposed to follow the lantern this time. And yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, the Skull Kid is just in some really weird spots, especially this next hit that I'll be doing, is in like this really ridiculous spot. But before I actually go and do follow the Skull Kid a little bit more, behind this waterfall, this is where the Skull Kid was one of the times back the first time I was coming through this area. But there's actually a Poe here now, so I'm going to go and get that. And then after I get this, I'm actually just going to speed up until I get to the next Skull Kid hit, because it's a fair walk to the next Skull Kid hit, and there's nothing between here and there, and there isn't really much to talk about either, so yeah, I'll just speed it up. Alright, now that I've made it here, basically, yeah, as you can see right here, for the third hit on the Skull Kid's way up there on the tree branch. I don't even know how the Skull Kid got there. I mean, I guess he can teleport, so I guess he teleported up there. But, like, I remember, like, my first time trying to find that hit there, or that's, the Skull Kid there as a kid, like, it took me so long to do, and I was so annoyed when I finally found it. It was just really annoying. But anyways, now that we've done that third hit, we can just come into here. This is the second arena fight. So let's just go and do this real quickly. And one weird thing about this, as a kid, I always thought that this area where you fight the Skull Kid, and the first area where you fight the Skull Kid, I thought they were the same area. And especially on like subsequent playthroughs, I would like look when I was fighting the Skull Kid for the first time and like try to look for like these platforms on the wall, and I'd be like, there are no platforms on the wall. Why? Like, does this area change or something? But no, I completely didn't even think that there were two different areas. I just for some reason thought there was only one arena, which was completely stupid of me, because you can actually even see the first arena from the second arena here, and I guess technically vice versa as well. But yeah, for some reason I just thought that they were the same. Because yeah, just like right over here through this little hole in the wall. There's the other arena right there. So yeah, I don't know why. And plus, not only that, but once you actually come in through this way, you enter the Sacred Grove area from a completely different a completely different entrance. So I have no idea why I thought it was the exact same arena, but whatever, it's not a big deal. But anyways, so now that we've pushed that block, actually you can skip that cutscene. I keep forgetting about that one. But now that we've done that, we are here in the Sacred Grove again. And what we're supposed to do is technically we're supposed to enter the Temple of Time, but of course we can't do that because there's this gigantic statue in the way. Man, that statue is tall. I mean, if Link's like, 5.5 feet, let's say, like that's gotta be like, getting close to like 15, 20 feet. But anyways, that's not really a big deal. But yeah, so we're supposed to go over into where we got the Master Sword, and we're supposed to stab the Master Sword in the pedestal again. And we could do that the normal way, but I'm going to do it the interesting way. So basically what I want to do is, right here, you can actually climb up here. There's this little area you can stand on for whatever reason. And then from there, you can actually boomerang long jump attack. Oops, I'm supposed to target there. You can actually boomerang long jump attack onto there. So let's do that real quick. Excuse me? Okay, I guess I apparently did that wrong. Let's try it again. It's not too hard to do. I guess I targeted in the wrong spot or something. So let's just try this again. Yeah, there we go. See, that's much easier. And then we just want to get up to here, and then we actually want to do a boomerang long jump attack over onto this little platform right here. And so we can do that with any of the land over here, really. We just need to be careful we don't target this big pillar thing right here. So let's just do this, and hopefully I get a long jump. Good. All right, and so now, as you can kind of see here, the collision is a little bit broken. Obviously, you're not supposed to be able to see this section right here, but it's the collision is actually like, the collision here is actually what it looks like. So we actually have to be a little bit careful here, but it's not too bad if you do a roll and then if you do a quick roll jump off of there and then do another roll. you can actually like just get over to this section, and then you don't really have to fear about like falling into the void or anything, which is really nice. And at this point, we can kind of just walk along this path right here, all the way over here. And then once we get to this section, we kind of want to stop because right there is the path right there. And actually, I guess I completely forgot to mention why you would ever want to do this. It's not just a cool out of bounds. It's actually possible to skip doing the Master Sword puzzle by doing this. You can literally just, because from here you can do a boomerang long jump attack into that little area, which I might as well go and do right about now. But yeah, you can do this. And by doing that, it lets you completely skip opening the door. Which is actually useful in a couple instances. There was actually a really old 100% route that would have done this. But yeah, it's not really useful anymore, unfortunately, for any category that isn't low percent or something like that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool trick, honestly. I really like that out of bounds area. But yeah, anyways, so now that that's done, we can come into here and fight this. So yeah, this is one of the last Shadow Beast fights that we have, I think. I think there may be like one or two more. Well, other than in Palace of Twilight. I mean to like get a warp portal. But yeah, so right here, this one has another 5 that we can do, but we have to go and collect or kill these 2 on the sides first. Otherwise, they'll scream and do the whole respawn thing, and that's no fun. But yeah, so with that, we have killed all of the Shadow Beasts, and we can get the warp portal here, and then we can head to the next dungeon. And I don't believe I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I got everything. So yeah, at this point we can just head to the dungeon. So with this block that we pushed down earlier, we created a shortcut that we can get back this way from, or with. And I could be normal, and I could just open the door, or I could go around the back. And there's this weird spot that you can stand in right here. You can just press A and open it from behind. I don't know why that's possible, but it's kind of funny that it works. I don't believe that works when the big statue is still there, though. So unfortunately, you do still have to go stab the thing into the pedestal. But yeah, so that's just a cool little thing you can do. And again, it's really finicky because I guess like, I really don't know how to get the open command to actually spawn, but like it seems that you have to like move around a little bit and like just kind of nudge your control stick like ever so slightly, and like because that's how I made it appear there. Is I just kind of like nudged the control stick a little bit, and then the command appeared. It's really weird. I don't know exactly what causes that to appear, but if you just like move around a little bit, you'll be able to get it because it's not too hard. But yeah, that's just kind of a cool thing you can do. And now with this, we are in Temple of Time. And this is my least favorite dungeon. Easily. Actually, this was my favorite dungeon casually, but I just, at this point, after I've started speedrunning it and everything, this dungeon just has so much stuff that I hate, and it's not a lot of fun to do, I've found. But there is some really cool stuff, like right there, you can just do the backslice to get up there without climbing up, and I think it saves like frames or something. It's not really that important, but yeah, it's kind of, you can do that. And then right here, there's actually this is the one instance of this in the entire game. I don't know why it works with only this one, but normally whenever you like light torches to spawn a treasure chest, you immediately lose control as soon as the last torch is lit. But not in this case. For some reason, in this case, you have like 2 seconds after you light the last torch to actually like move around and everything. It's really weird. I don't know why that's the case, but it is the case. Now, right here, I just want to point out that this Uku right here, there's normally no way to skip it, but on Wii version 1.0, and if I can get footage for it, I'll play it right here, you can actually skip this, skip getting Uku by literally just walking around the trigger. The Wii version, the Wii version just has smaller triggers everywhere, and so as a result you can just walk completely around the Uku trigger and avoid that, and it actually saves a little bit of time there, and especially since you literally never are going to use Uku in this dungeon. So yeah, it's really it's interesting that works on the Wii version. But yeah, unfortunately the trigger sizes are a lot bigger on GameCube, so we can't do that, but oh well. anyways, right here, we have another little trick that we can do. I guess Temple of Time does have a lot of little tricks that you can do, but it also is just a really hard dungeon. But anyways, so this trick right here, what we're going to do is we're going to claw shot onto this claw shot target on the very front of it, and then right after I land on it, I'm going to press the A button to drop off while I'm still in that, like, spinning animation thing, or, like, that animation where Link, like, actually grabs onto it and he, like, jiggles around a little bit. And then I'm going to, like, press A to drop off during that animation, and then I'm going to press the B button and do a jump attack, and hopefully I will land on the gate. So let's do this. I was a little bit late there on the B attack. This is a pretty precise trick. This one's actually not too bad, but yeah, it's kind of annoying, so hopefully it doesn't take me too long. There we go, okay. It's actually not too bad if you just time it. Instead of mashing the B button, if you just press A and then B, like, right after, it's actually not that bad. I guess I should start doing that. That's just a way of making it a lot more consistent. Oh, let me just take care of that guy. Really, those guys only take 5 hits? I thought they took, like, 6 or 7 or something. Wait, they only take 1? Or 4 hits? Or so long as one's a combo finisher? Interesting. Okay, I didn't realize that. Anyways, so now right here, we have the exact same situation, except this time it's a lot more precise. So let's hopefully get this. It's literally the exact same inputs. Oh, nice, I got it first try. Okay, I was not expecting that. Yeah, so that one's more precise than the first one, so getting that first try is really nice. But yeah, with that just skips actually having to do those rooms normally, and it ends up saving a little bit of time. It's not too substantial, but it's pretty nice, and it's definitely worth going for. So yeah. But now that we're in this room, we can head on our way. We have another skip in this room that we can do, and actually I'm going to be going and doing it right away here. So right here, normally what you're supposed to do is grab a couple heavy objects. There's another one of these statues if you take this elevator and go down another level. Actually, you can kind of see it right there. I think you're supposed to go and grab that one and then put it on the other one so that you can actually, because when you step on both of these, this little platform here raises. But if you do something a little bit clever, if you go and walk onto this platform, or onto this button as Link, and then side hop off of it, with the other button held down, of course, side hop off of it after like a second and a half or 2 or something like that, then you'll land on the thing, and the cutscene will play where it moves the thing up, and you can actually get all the way up there without actually having to go and grab the other one, which actually saves a fair amount of time, so let's try this. I was a little bit early there. Still a little bit early. There we go. Yeah, so unfortunately there's no visual cue for it, but yeah. And then of course, once the cutscene finishes, you actually want to get off very quickly, and the most consistent way of doing it is doing a side hop, which you actually, at that camera angle, you just have to hold onto the lock-on button, and then you actually have to hold up and press A, just because of the way that the camera angle is. But yeah, with that, you can completely skip having to grab that second statue, and then you can come into this room, which, by the way, is the worst room in the entire speedrun. But we'll get to that later. I'll keep my water bombs just in case, because I don't know if I'll actually need water bombs for anything, but I don't want to get rid of them quite yet. So these Armos statues, yeah, you can kill them really easily by just shooting a bomb arrow right behind them. I always, as a kid, thought that you just had to, like, roll behind them and start stabbing that little crystal thing that's behind them. But yeah, no, you can just use bomb arrows, and it's an easy one-shot kill, and it's really easy. But anyways, with that, the key chest here spawns, so let's go and get that. But we're not quite done in this room yet. And that is because on the other side of this room, there is actually another treasure chest that can spawn that has a heart piece in it. And of course, because this is 100%, we need to get that. However, the way you're supposed to get it is, you see these little buttons right here. You're supposed to use these little statues right here to hold those down, and you're supposed to use the Dominion Rod to do that. However, there is actually a way to do it without using the Dominion Rod, but it requires some incredibly precise statue throws. And if you mess them up at all, or not if you mess them up at all, but if you mess them up in a certain way, then you have to reload the room. Okay, sorry for the cut there, but this trick is so impossible that I needed to actually look everything up on how to do it. And actually, I'm going to be using the video while I'm explaining this so that I can even get it, because this trick is that garbage. But basically, so for this very first visual cue, what you want to do is, you see this little black dot right here, I'll highlight it. You kind of want that to be very close to Link's, well, whichever foot, depending on which side he's facing. You kind of want it to be there, and you want to make sure you're standing on top of this stair, kind of like this. So then you kind of want it right about there. And then for the visual cue for this, let me just verify, but I'm pretty sure the visual cue is if you look on the... Oh, I've been using the wrong visual cue this whole time. That would probably explain some things. I was doing like way over here. Okay, so basically you want the angle for this. If you look on the heads-up display between the second and third heart, basically you see where that pillar is on the back wall there. You kind of want the left side of it to be in between those two. And then you just want to lock on and press A to throw it, and it should land right on the button. Okay, there we go. That's a lot easier. I was using bad visual cues apparently. Okay, and then so for this second one, let me just skip forward in the video a little bit. We want to be standing in a similar spot. It's on the same stair, like the second down from the top there, and then we want to be standing a little bit to the right of this black dot right here. I'll highlight it right there. Just a little bit to the right, probably right about here should work, hopefully. And then we just want to turn around, and again, we want to make sure we're actually standing on the top platform. And then at this point, we want to go to C up, and then start moving our camera angle to, oh, it just moved down, to right about, I think, this might be good. Let me back up just a tiny bit. Okay, right about here, I think. The visual cue that I'm using for this, which should be, I think this is accurate. Basically, what I look at is the very last heart on the heads-up display there. You can kind of see, like, right through the middle of it is that line on the cobblestone, or the stone wall, I guess. That's kind of what you want. And then when you lock on, also, this also is for the same for the other one. You want to be basically at a point where you're standing on the stair, but then when you lock on, you sort of move down a little bit. Because when I throw it, I'm going to move backwards a little bit, and I'm going to go on top of the step that I'm on, but I'll be more forward than I normally would be. And so then I'm really nervous about this one, because if I throw it and I miss, I have to do both throws again. So let's hope this works. Come on, how close was that? The thing is literally, look at that, look at that. That is, okay, that is unfair. Come on, game. Okay, I guess my issue with the last time was I was standing a little bit too far to the right. So you actually want to be standing a little further away from that than I thought. So let's try right about here. So yeah, I'm a little bit more away from that. I don't know if there's a better visual cue to use that you want to use for this, but yeah, that's about what I would use for the visual cue. And then the same sort of setup there, right about here where the line is going through the heart there. If you don't have that heart, there might be a better visual cue to use. I'm not quite sure, but I'll just be using that one. And then I just want to throw it, and please, there we go. Okay, finally. That literally took me 15 minutes to do. So, obviously it didn't save time, but had I gotten all of the statue throws first try, it would have saved time, because that means I don't have to come back here once I get the Dominion Rod. And plus, not only that, but the second time you come into this room, this entire area here is filled with, like, spiders and everything, and I don't think you have to kill them all, but they're in the way and it's annoying, so yeah. But anyways, now that that's over, what do I even do at this point? Oh yeah, I just need to go through the door over there. So let's quick go and do that. Don't get hit by any of those spike traps. And then we just need to come into this room. Okay, what's next? Is this... Okay, this is this room. So this room is pretty simple, but there's a little bit of a skip that you can do in it, actually. And it seems like it was just a bit of a design oversight. So basically, once you slash that the first time, normally you'd think you're supposed to, you know, go and shoot that through this little area here. But you can actually just claw shot this. This is supposed to be I think the only reason they put this claw shot tile here was that if you accidentally shot the thing while you were behind this door, you'd have a way of getting out. But yeah, you can just claw shot that from the other side and just skip a little bit of that room there. And then we get into this room. Now, this room is a little bit annoying because of all of the enemies that are in this room. But yeah, let's just take care of that guy. So if you use bomb arrows, it's a lot easier, actually, because you don't have to be as precise with your aiming. But yeah, you basically just have to shoot this thing 3 times while the enemies are around. And it's... Oh yeah, and that's the other thing, is that we get Dynalphos while we're here. So yeah, it's a little annoying. And the thing about Dynalphos especially is that they do not... Like, you can hardly ever damage them. I guess I'm getting lucky with damaging them, but there are 2 of them here. Like, there's another one right here. You can eventually, if you do a bunch of shield, or whatever you want to call this thing, helm splitters, then you can actually damage them. But yeah, it's actually annoying to get them to actually start taking hits, just because they're so, like, covered in armor. But yeah, anyways. Now that all of that's done, this room, by the way, is one of the reasons why I don't like this dungeon in a speedrun, because, like, this room... you always are getting attacked by enemies unless you actually take the time to kill them. And so it's so hard to go fast in that room. But, like, there are ways to actually get through the room without killing any of the enemies, and it's really annoying. Alright, so I was planning on just having the entirety of Temple of Time be one episode, but the recording ended up being an hour long, and even with cutting out the stuff that I failed, it ends up being about 50 minutes long, so I'm going to cut this into 2 parts. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click that like button. If you didn't, fine, click the dislike button. Follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!